Good evening, curling fans. Welcome on into Curdia. We've got some open doubles tonight, or our open doubles league matches tonight. A match tonight. There's two matches, but we're going to be only filming one. We'll keep you informed of what's going on in the other one. I'm John. This is Pim. As usual, we're here to bring you the exciting on ice action.
Yes, indeed. And before we do that, I think it's also worth mentioning that we had a record-breaking week this week. We hit 1,000 subscribers. Things are going pretty hard currently with the amount of subscribers. Suddenly, we see a huge peak in views, subscribers, engagement in the channel. I don't know where we're being picked up by algorithms. We have
YouTube finally noticed us, and
they finally,
just like you guys have as well.
Yeah, they finally appreciate the hard work and the quality we bring, of course, as a super professional curling TV broadcast channel. But yeah, it means a lot to us because we put a lot of time and effort in making Curdia. I think the players appreciate it, the clubs, tournament organizers. But to kind of see it reflect in the numbers, that's huge, I think. Yeah. And it's even growing a lot. I mean, I've put out the post, hey, hooray, congratulations to ourselves, 1,000 subscribers. I think we're already close to 1,200 subscribers right now. So
we just blew right past that 1,000. We're almost at 1,200. We just passed 1 million total views on our channel. We're already past 1.25 million as we're broadcasting this. So it's nuts just how much it's grown just in the last few days. And we really can't say thank you enough to everybody out there. That's,
I mean, it's because you guys are watching as well. You guys are engaging. I mean, without viewers, without an audience out there, it wouldn't have worked. And I have a call. Just like 1 sec. It's Eurosport. Hi, Eurosport. Yeah, we'll do the contract negotiations after the stream because we're currently live. Yes. All right. We'll do it afterwards. But yeah, we're growing super hard and we're getting picked up. That was of course a very, very legit. I'm totally not making
ring.
Yeah, they know my phone number, of course. We're friends. Eurosport and I, we hang out at a bar sometime. But yeah, back to the game, John. Back to the league.
Back to the match. Some doubles action between. Excuse me, a little something in my throat. I'm getting all choked up thinking about the numbers. Between Campina and Button Smashers, Campina, I think they've only played a couple of matches.
Yeah, let's have a look at the standings. See how teams are doing. Button Smashers, of course, sitting top of the league, very strong, but had 2 losses, and I think, and I'm quoting the team there, 2, I think, unexpected losses. They both basically, especially the game against Double Trouble, they didn't expect to not win that one. That was a very strong performance of Double Trouble, so interesting for us. And it kind of breaks open the league again, makes things interesting. And Campina, sitting 7th, but only played 3 games. There are only 2 teams that played 3 games. That's Plastic van Looy and Campina, so they will move up. Basically, that's guaranteed.
Yeah. And Campina, they've been out of action for a while. Wouter had an injury. Some other things. It's his first action back on the ice in quite some time. So this will be interesting to see how they adjust, get back into that doubles. I know Ennegatine has only played one 4-man match in the last month or so. So they're also, Stefan's not going to be up to his. He's been coming on Tuesdays. He's been doing his trainings, but it's something about playing those matches. It's going to be something.
But it's important for them to start playing, get a kind of build up towards the senior worlds. They are going to Östersund, Sweden in 2 months, so things will ramp up for Stefan van Dijk and Walter. They are preparing to enter the world stage of curling, but before they do that, they enter the little world stage here in Curling Club Zemst.
The gauntlet of that is Curling Zemst. Yes.
Yeah, correct. But yeah, interesting standings here, and of course, Curdia, we are sitting strong 3rd as well, 6 points from 4 games. It's going to be an all doubles weekend at Curling Club Zemst. We have multiple matches going on, not just today, but also Saturday and Sunday. So the tables in the doubles league, they will move a lot. And then next week, there is the Belgium Cup for the doubles, and Curdia has also signed up. I think 5 teams signed up to battle for the real cup. So we are hyped. We are pumped. We have been training quite intensively all past 3 days. 1 day of training and then 2 days of reflecting on our performance. I don't know. But yeah, maybe if we win the cup, we can put something here behind our banner, get some kind of shiny medal out there. That would be nice. We should do some content.
We will. Don't worry, we will.
We definitely will.
If something happens. If not, if we don't win, tournament never took place. It was something happened. We weren't able to play. It's just throw all the excuses out there. But lots of curling this weekend.
Yeah,
coming up. I think we've got 5 matches, 5 more broadcasts this weekend. 4 here on the main channel. 1 over on Curdia Do. I love saying that. The Do. But so we're going to be exciting. We're going to see Button Smashers another time. We're going to see Team Hela coming in, Young and the Wretchless, also known as Team Way Wretchless. But once they figured out that they could have a different name, they asked us.
I wonder, Young and the Wretchless. Did they change their name? Is that now their official doubles name, the Young and the Wretchless? Because I kind of like it. I mean, Way Wretchless is the official way of naming your doubles team, but then again, it's not as exciting as the Young and the Wretchless.
No, they. I don't know if it's official, but I'm going to use it. I'm using it at all the broadcast stuff. So I put their names out there. I put it on the graphics. So. They're the Young and the Wretchless. So 2 matches going on tonight. On our second sheet, we're going to have Team Wheat against Michelle and Jose. We'll keep you guys up to date on what's going on there. Over on the A sheet, we're going to have an initiation going on. The boys just walked by and said, "Hey, wait a minute, they're doing something." So they were just kind of right there off the side, giving us the stink eye as they walked by for some reason. What are these guys doing? So, that's our busy schedule for the weekend, but why don't we get into the old predictions?
Yeah, I think since I won last time.
You did win the last time, yes.
With all of these wins, I keep forgetting whether I won the last time or the one before, but yeah, I won.
This is why I keep telling you, make a
like a season,
a screen and a season-long thing, so we know who is what and who won the last, who's on a streak.
Then again, that could end up being very painful for you, John. So it's nice to have that kind of moment of reset to make sure your self-confidence isn't kind of dropping below 100,000 degrees here. Although my self-confidence is way up there.
Way too high. We need to knock that down a few pegs.
Yeah, so let's see. We have Button Smashers, top of the league, of course. They might have a couple of unexpected losses, but still strong team. Two strong player, Gery strong player. They won the cup last year. Then Campina, always kind of in my mind, kind of tier A team with 2 very, very experienced skips. Stefan van Dijk, skip of N19. The Walter, skip of Brewers Duck. So we have the Magician and the Walter in one team. It seems like some kind of dream team, kind of a senior stuff. But again, they didn't have that much ice time. So my bet is going to be on Button Smashers. I think they have went through a reflection moment. They have learned from their mistakes from the game against Double Trouble. Gery admitted he made a very big tactical mistake in the end where they allowed Double Trouble to score 5. So seems like they are prepared, and I think they're going to take the win today.
All right. Well, that means that I am going to counterpick you. I'm going to go with the old guys. As a newly formed fellow old guy, I am going to go with those guys. Walter, maybe not as physically able anymore. He injured himself. He's coming back from that, but he still knows how to curl. And Stefan, the Magician, even though he cut off his hair, which is scaring me a lot, the flowing locks are gone. Yeah. So he's no longer a member of the all-hair team of in the Belgian Curling League, but he's still quite a talent. I think those guys are going to know how to get it done, and I expect them to.
Well, all I can add to that, John, is sometimes you're wrong, sometimes you're lucky. We'll have to wait and see how this plays out. But I think
they are starting out, so we are going to pop out over to the ice and
to near Cam then.
Near Cam, and there we go. So Walter starting things off for Campina. It looks like Button Smashers have the hammer. Oh, yep. Yeah. So, Button Smashers are yellow. They have the hammer. We'll have to adjust that in just a moment. As Gery kicks things off.
Scoreboard is...
Oh, it's using the local one. That's why, and this my clicker's not working, so we're just gonna stick with this one.
Yeah.
So we gotta do a little update.
Yeah, you can do that, John. We had a practice game yesterday evening here in Belgium. There is a local TV show called the Droomfabriek. They are doing some tests. Yeah, it's a different view having the magician without his superpower haircut.
He is certainly much less majestic. Actually, I didn't see who threw first stone. That's okay.
I think Walter is throwing first and last for Campina, and then over on the Smasher side. I don't know by art.
We'll see in a moment. Oh, looks like that one got taken out of place. They're going to have to put back the original stone to get rid of the shooter.
Tap it back into place. There we go.
All right, so I am relinquishing the mouse to you, sir. Well, I get my clicker, and I wonder why my clicking wasn't working on the new stone. Don, butt smashers.
Yeah, the butt smashers. That's sometimes I wonder, did they consider those puns when they came up with the name, or is it just kind of a small slip up where they forgot about that kind of stuff?
It depends on who came up with the name. If it was Tur, then I'm sure it was intentional. If it was Gery, probably also intentional.
So I'm guessing Don will be rooting for fellow teammates and GOAT Tur.
That one taps back, but there's a nice big pocket there for them to go after. Maybe move a couple. Enough weight, there could be a triple here. Would be a lot of weight. You'd risk running out the shooter, so very likely they're just going to be drawing this into that pocket. All those yellows are behind the tee.
Ooh. Don is saying he's here for Gery, so it's same team, different player. We all like Gery. And
wow, that's a great
one.
stone right there. Puts a nice freeze on it. That's not going anywhere. First click of the match. It is, however, behind the tee, so this is gonna allow button smashers to kind of draw in on top of it. I see that how high that stone has been played looks like it's in the second position. That red stone, that means it's not curling a huge amount.
Nope.
One feels a bit wide compared to that last stone from Stefan. But it can play in off that yellow if it curls over enough. Not going to quite get there even with Gery trying to help it out, so sits a bit higher.
Yeah, not helpful here. And gives an opportunity for Campina to just redo that draw, sit 2, and then it will be hard for the smashers to get a result on their hammer.
Yep. Dit wat backing als we de vuile zoeken, ja, zeker niet hard.
So John, as participants in this league, I mean, we made our predictions, of course, but do you have a preference in terms of outcome? Do you root for a particular team in terms of keeping our chances at winning the league up?
Well, obviously, the more losses that Button Smasher has, the better it is for us, because we have our one loss is against them. So I think, I mean, they do have 2 now, so that takes it there. But, you know, a third one would go a long way to helping our cause. I think with Campina already having a loss as well. Oh, yeah, if they win this, they would jump up level with us, wouldn't they?
Yeah. I mean, it's not because they haven't played that many matches that we don't consider them a contestant here.
That's true. Well, I didn't. Yeah. I had in my head they're 7th, they're way down the list, but that's...
Well, the big difference is we've already played against Button Smashers and we lost that game, so there's a tiebreaker that's in the advantage of Button Smashers, whereas we still have to play Campina, so we have an opportunity to win against them, also take the tiebreaker and have a potential 3-point lead.
Yep.
2 points plus the virtual tiebreaker points. But it's too early in the season to kind of pull out our calculator and start making those type of predictions. It comes down to winning your own games, and then we'll have to see how things conclude.
Ik had hem er alleen tegen liggen aan de andere kant. Hij nog ziet hem niet.
Oops. I will have to check who's mic'd up for...
Gery is mic'd up, but maybe he's muted somewhere.
Maybe I'll have to check that between ends. Oh, that's going to catch the guard, so that's going to be a steal of 1 for...
Yeah, and oh, wait a minute. They're pointing like... Do they have a stone left? Did we misinterpret the hammer here?
Maybe. I think we might be ahead, because I thought... They're definitely we're 1.
Oh, wait a minute.
Ahead, yeah.
I'm just... yeah, I got it. So this is the situation here. Well, it doesn't change that much from what we were explaining earlier. It is a draw for 2 points, and even leaving that one short is not the worst, since now the left side here is pretty much closed. So if they can use the other side, the right side, and they can draw for 2, and even if it's slightly short, it's very difficult for Button Smashers to get a result. So
yeah, they do have the option of freezing onto that red if it's a little bit heavy. Freezing onto the pin, it would basically lock those 2 stones in. But I think they're going to be playing something a little bit lighter, just trying to cover up the line. This one's going to get around, but then it's going to
slide
curl. Yep.
Which means Gery now has the option to draw it in there, an important one. So just a draw for 1, of course, but still you want to get a result on your hammer stones, and if it's a draw to the pin, that's the kind of stone that you really want to make as well, last thrower of I wanted to say 4th player, but in this case it's not the 4th player. Those are the kind of stones where you want that hammer efficiency.
Yeah, Don, we got confused. We got a little bit ahead of ourselves on the scoreboard, so now it's Gery's stone. That always happens in the first end when we come in after they've already thrown the first stone or 2.
And then we had to do some adjustments to the scoreboard, and suddenly we lost track of the stone.
Someday we'll get this whole broadcasting thing right.
Yeah, when we're on Eurosports, that's things you won't see there.
Well, we'll have a whole team of engineers doing all the work. I'll just have to sit here and look pretty. Ooh, this one's also tight. Yet another error from Button Smashers.
Yeah, and they had a little bit of backing, so kind of trying to squeeze it past the guard was maybe just not enough ice.
Yeah,
because even if it was slightly white, you had backing, just tap the red one to score your point, but that did not happen. Campina stole 1 in the first end. They lead off with 1-0. So of course not a comfortable lead. It's not like you can do some reassuring calls to the home front, like, honey, I'm going to be early. This is going to be a walkover. It's already looking great. I mean,
it is the first end. Everybody feeling out the ice. That 7-minute warm-up period doesn't quite let you find the lines or the speed quite right.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, it's interesting to see with that last one. Was it due to Gery being inside? Was it just a light stone? Was it not enough ice? Yeah, when they don't set up a broom at the other end, it becomes a little more tricky for us to figure out, okay, what exactly happened.
I always said when I play doubles, I really don't like to do that first warm-up session because you have to try and figure out the ice, but you only have 7 minutes to do so. And while you're doing it, the ice changes so hard. So by the time you actually get to start the game, you really have to redo that whole exercise. Maybe the way it curls is not that much different, but
plenty of space. It's looking pretty good. Oh, Stefan jumping on it just to make sure it's got the weight to get down there. I want to get this one into the button above would be ideal, but
beep.
Little tap.
Little tap. It's fine. It takes away that first shot stone for the button smashers. We're going to see the same type of stone here for button smashers.
Yeah, they don't even have to. Yeah, they don't have to worry about moving it. Wherever they tap it will end up on the button, on the pin actually. So just want to make sure this follows that same path. This one looks a little bit tighter. Yep, that's gonna hit the that center guard a little bit tighter. Yep, quite a big.
And unfortunately, not really making it super open. I mean, yeah, it is open, but there is still some kind of a center guard there. Sitting on the center line.
I think if I'm Campina here, I'm coming up this right side. There's plenty of space in there to just kind of draw something short, even get it to the button.
Yeah, I think just putting it on the button, have a second one in there, then you're all set. Have a
That's exactly what we see Stefan doing.
Yeah, throwing a treat in, a measured treat in at least.
There's no way I would have thought that what he said was 3. The teen I got, but the 3, I was no way.
Oh yeah, he said it in very Antwerp dialect, like draw, something like that.
This one's going to be very, very good stone.
Yeah. Yeah, you could say, okay, it's light, but then again,
no, that's
doing. This is what they're called for, right?
That's exactly what he wanted. Yep.
Yeah.
They didn't want it down there on the pin. They wanted it up high, take away that draw path.
They can always promote it. Don saying, I love the Antwerp accent. It's one of those things. You love it or you hate it. There is no kind of I don't have an opinion on Antwerp accents. The
only reason why I would say I don't like it is because I don't understand it.
Oh, yeah.
As Dutch is definitely not my native language. It becomes very difficult because I already struggle with Dutch, and then you have that an accent where it's very heavy and the dialect is very heavy and it's using other words or other pronunciations of familiar words. It becomes it just ramps up that difficulty level.
Yep.
So while the GOAT is thinking about what he's going to shoot, update from Sheet C. Michel and Jose stole 2 in the first. So they lead Wheat 2-0. They're in the second end.
Yeah, Wheat is kind of sitting below what I've expected from the team so far. I think I honestly can say,
they've had their struggles,
I have big expectation from like a player like Timo sitting in Verreken.
Yep.
Skip of Verreken. Wim, club champion, virtually club champion. So on paper, could be a very good team.
He's leading the race. There's still plenty of time to catch him.
Yeah.
And it's ironic that I think Timo's in second.
De andere kant.
Yeah, mistake there from button smashers. Another stone kind of tight on the ice. I don't think they really wanted to clear out the center, but it does help them. But I think they really would rather have had that draw in onto the button. So now an opportunity here for Campina to close up that other side. So it feels like it's going to curl in a little bit.
Might tap that one stone sitting in the front of the house there.
A slight tap and roll out to the side. That would be nice. Yeah, that
excellent.
Keeps things very closed in there.
Makes things interesting because the gap is very small. So are they looking at open things up? There is the potential kind of try and double them. Make things open.
I get to use my new toy, my telestrator. So yeah, they're looking at coming in through here. The miss is, this stone or this stone goes out. So I got to get a better pen than just my finger, but you guys get the idea.
Was it a coincidence, or did you do color matching like when the
I
other
did
teams
color matching. I have colors I can choose. Like I can choose green. Ooh. I got black. I have blue.
All right. Want to switch camera angles?
You can switch, yes.
But I want those stripes gone, John.
I clicked it. Didn't disappear. Okay, there we go. All right, I'm done playing now.
This is a hard one. Tur seemed a bit doubting.
Kind of indicated it's a bit wide. It's going to miss the top one. That's the one they wanted to hit that top one first.
Yep.
Does open it up, but
not what they were looking for because it's a...
Of komen maar verdedigend spelen, hè. Ik zou dezelfde kant pakken, dus rustig die een klein beetje van rood, dan blijft er daar zijn hier liggen, hè. Ja, het is zeker genoeg uit.
I'm going to throw the same stone as the last one. If it taps on that red, kind of splits it out a little bit wider, that's also okay for them. Either that or he was talking about chickens and farms or something like that because it's the dialect.
We'll never know for sure.
Hij mag maar daarvoor krullen, hè, want je moet het midden hebben, hè. Dus
well, I highly doubt he's talking about chickens when he's out on the ice.
Dat je moet tussen de twee...
Actually, don't even know if Walter knows anything about chickens.
Well, he has one on the back of his vest there, so he should know.
Well, that's because he got it from France. He's not French.
Nope, he's not French.
I think it was just a jacket swap with the French player.
Yep.
It's heavy.
Indicating this might be a bit hard. Maybe top 8, 12, potentially even top 8, top 4.
It's going to be like top 4. I think maybe even T-line. If he said 2.8.
Plan B is tapping through the red one.
Yeah, that will also
works like a charm there.
Yep.
Excellent plan B. I think center is still open. That's the only thing that need to worry a bit about. But then again, is it?
And there's enough of a gap that if you can double out those two reds.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you could say, oh no, but then we might lose the yellow one. Well, that's not a problem because now your yellow one is basically helping the red one stay in place. So.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
Once Gery's muted, I'll have to go out after this end. I don't want to run out to the far end.
Yeah.
So. No, it's a good thing he's muted. He pulled out the handkerchief.
Yeah.
Trying to clear things up, trying to shoot the gap, catch things just on the right side of that nose.
Yeah. Yeah, if they kind of slightly roll, like not out of the house, but just staying in the forefoot, who knows, could come in hands. But yeah, priority one is getting that shot stone out of the way.
Weight looks okay. Ooh, but it's going to catch too far over on the side, so it gets rid of the shot stone, but red still has an opportunity, so I think they're just going to play another one right in there.
Guard it up.
That gap, yeah.
Eens proberen, hè. Kom wat minder uitpakken, denk ik. Of droger gooien. Ja.
The French coat.
The Antwerp dialect goes all so well together.
Yeah.
It's part of the things that make Walter the Walter.
Yeah. Dirk also is very proud. He joined the juniors team on the Junior Worlds B division, and then he got an opportunity to also do a jacket swap with Team Australia. So now you can see him wearing the Australian jersey here in the club, and he's very, very proud of that one.
Yeah. He said it was the first time there was somebody on the other team that had something that fit him.
Dat is goed, denk ik. Nog wat curlen.
It needs to curl. Weight looks okay.
Dat is goed, alleen lengte.
Bit of curl.
There it goes. It's going to catch that red just a little bit, but that'll tap it over.
Yeah, maybe that was the reason why he was sweeping. If it was white, sweep it to find that little tap there.
That's a brilliant shot there. There is a wall of reds in front of that button. There's very little that...
Yeah, what do you do? I mean, you also can't run the risk of tapping a second red one in there and allowing them to steal two. But then again, yeah, do you want to allow them to just steal one? It's... If you're going to win the end, you have to try something.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you might as well say, I will just accept the steal of one and then do nothing.
They're very likely going to be doing a draw coming around.
Oh,
yeah, I think so.
Losser ik denk wel, hij gaat misschien
Coming
te stil
around
zijn,
over
maar,
here, trying to get onto the button. Because they just need the edge of the
De
button.
rest gaat toe, dan tellen die ook nog mee. Hij kan er toch niet rond? Hij kan er niet rond, hè?
So Walter already indicating, okay, sure, they can try it, but I don't really see that stone curling around our guard and ending up in a shot position. I mean, it's
no, it's not that much turn in the ice.
I hope
this is probably also light.
Yeah,
he just gets it over the hog. That's so.
Well, if there's one stone you can really kind of miss, it's the one stone that was impossible from the starts. But then again, for your kind of self-confidence, it's also not nice being this light, of course.
No, I'm gonna go check Gary's microphone.
Yes.
You're on your own.
That is a second steal, second consecutive steal for Team Campina, and they are putting a little bit of pressure on the button smashers. Button smashers, they really want to win this game tonight. As you can see, John doing technical stuff there, making sure we can hear Gary's voice.
Pim's fault. Getting messed up again.
We can see Walter leading us off in the third end, trying to find that stone on the pin there. And Campina is doing pretty good in terms of finding the weight so far. Curls nicely around the guard. Stefan sweeping it to get it as deep as possible, but this is an excellent stone. Just slides on the perfect
That is
position.
perfect. Absolutely perfect start from Walter there.
Absolute perfection, yeah. And this is already putting so much pressure on the button smashers. they know, okay, we have to come around, but the sweet spot has been conquered by the Walter and his magician.
Yeah.
And is it too soon, or can we say the Walter's back? We can see the Walter as we.
I told you he was hurt but not broken. You know, you can't forget that kind of curling knowledge and skill. So I'm looking like a genius right now. Mr. Zero, hello. We got a Gery supporter in the chat. Welcome on in. And I get to blame that little microphone incident on you. You never turned it on.
Oh, really?
Yep. Transmitter was not turned on, and it was also muted. So
two wrongs don't make a right in that case. They are just double the amount of wrong. Speaking of wrong, this stone didn't curl as much as they hoped for, but it was also a bit deep, so it's nothing they can really use. Sometimes it's better to have something short so you can tap it back. The son, Mr. Zero, he was here a couple of days ago. I mean, last weekend during Belgium Short Curl Cup, and
yes, I faced him in the quarterfinals, semifinals, semifinals of the short curl.
Faced him, and I think you won. You won, I guess.
Hope you enjoyed yourself this weekend. It was a fun tournament. I always enjoy playing in that.
A bit wide this one. I don't want to leave a double, so maybe just
yeah, that one's going to be a little bit behind, so that's going to be all right.
Yeah,
and that's actually something now that they can use to tap that red one. So
very strong.
Or yellow one out. Yep. So
probeert hem te bumpen. Als hem rechtdoor gaat, dan meer. Zo diep max. En hier.
It's like the button smashers are going to play their own little bump there. They're going to use that kind of open things up behind it.
Is that a tricky one? Because you might bump your yellow one out of play.
I think it's their intention.
It's their intention.
They can't make it any better, so if they get rid of that, then that's one on the pin isn't blocked by anything. So not going for a big one. They're just going to try to tap it to kind of put some separation there.
Ja. Ik denk dat je echt hier moet mikken.
If I saw him correctly, he pointed like back line, maybe not even back line for the weight, so just enough to create some separation with those stones.
Oei, 306.
A little bit light, I think.
Is it going to catch the guards?
No, I believe that's going to go around the guard. That'll be okay. Looks like it's actually going wider.
Yeah, it's strange. Yeah, because of the curl, I don't know, but see.
That's going to be all right.
Boopity boop.
Ooh, that's close.
Yeah, there is a hit and roll potential for Campina here to kind of use the yellow one, take out yellow, and then roll in. I think that's what Water is indicating as a...
De mij zelfs wat harder zitten ook. Als je hem kunt achterleggen, is het niet slecht, hè.
Allemaal kapot, hè.
En daarnaast moet hij eerst terug hetzelfde. Is op te lang, is dat plan bij, hè. Nee, dat zou ik niet, eerst zou ik niet leggen, want dan mogen ze rollen. Dan moet hem terug hier leggen. En is hem tart, dan kunnen we hem naar hier trekken.
Hier, als ze langs staan komen, dan moet hij
ja.
Yeah, not being greedy, not really trying to set up, not taking that hit and roll. Their plan A is going to put up a guard, cover it up, and just say, let's take the steal. Let's not be greedy. They're up by 2.
Mm-hmm.
Let's and they also looked at, well, yeah, if we block this side, if they come up the other, there's a jam possibility or probability. So
over the guard, hè?
Going for the guard here, indeed. And I think it's with the guard. It's not because you put up the guard. It's forever a guard. You can always tap it back and then use that roll.
En een goeie.
Walter likes the length, or likes the speed. Looks to have a decent line. How much is that going to curl at the end? That'll definitely be inside that yellow one if it gets too deep, but I think that's going to be right where they wanted it, right there at the top of the blue.
Excellent. Excellent.
Very nice stone, very clinical there.
Yeah.
Deze. Aan de buitenkant. En die daar proberen raken.
Ah, je moet zo spelen?
Ja. Ja. Je kan die nog altijd jammen er van achter, maar dan ligt het veel beter. Hè?
Try
Ja,
to.
dat is altijd, hè. Nou. Zo een kwartje. Ja,
Yeah, so they try to kind of
ja, zo.
hit it towards the shot stone and try and double it out.
Now
Got
there
that quickly, or?
Yeah, that's kind of what they're looking at. They wanted to come over the top and push the shot stone straight out the back and the shooter go out the side. But if they come up the side and hit the left side of the shot stone, the shooter would ricochet into the yellow. So they've got options. Oops, that's not what I wanted to draw on.
Not easy stones for button smashers. They have had some kind of stones that were either precise, or if they had if they were slightly off, they didn't have a result from the stones. And ooh, meets kind of a virtual facepalm there. I think that is hard and wide.
Yeah, this one's gonna miss. Tur did tell me before the match that he was sick. He wasn't expecting to be on camera tonight, so they weren't sure. He didn't know they were going to be broadcast, so he wasn't feeling like, you know, his goat self. So maybe he's making excuses. Maybe it's true. I don't know. I'm still going to make fun of him for it.
Dat ligt hem met draai. En hij met 2 die en hij zo. Nee, die is weg nou, hè.
Is dit?
Niet slecht.
Kom met deze.
Ja, is er te lang dat probeer ik hem er tegen te leggen.
While they discuss this,
Ja.
on sheet C, Michel and Jose stole another one in the second, so they lead it 3-0 in the third over Wheat. Looks like they're also coming close to the end of that third end.
Ja, ik zal wel zeggen. De snelheid is te belangrijk. Ik kan daar niet veel doen eigenlijk. Maar even timing. Ja, is gang nu.
This one looks good.
Yeah, trying
Gonna
to
get around the guard, and that's gonna come all the way down.
Oh, nice, nice.
Don't want that too heavy. Leave that frozen.
If it's on the center line, second shot, that's perfect.
Oh, frozen right up against it. Another fantastic stone from the Magician. He's no Samson. He lost his hair, but not his strength.
I'm pretty sure he's getting compliments from Timo there. Is that secret coaching from somebody that's not on the... to inform the BCA on this one. This is a rule violation. No, I'm just really exaggerating here. I'm pretty sure team was just complimenting on their play.
The Dirk's here in the canteen. I'm sure he's watching. He sees it. He's making notes.
Yeah. And now... Important stone again for button smashers. Can they avoid 1, a consecutive steal of 3, and 2, maybe a big steal of 2 points or more? I almost thought they would tap in yellow. Yeah. Things look pretty good for Campina.
Yeah, I mean, they just have to keep throwing up guards.
Well, dat is te gevolg ook. Als hem taart is, kan hem nog altijd zien waar hier vol.
Yeah, the hit and roll is there to come to the pin. So basically, option A is
I
get
think
rid of that
that's
hit and roll, or do the hit and roll yourself. It's kind of that you feel
Ja,
most
we zullen dat
comfortable
doen
with.
als ik het niet doe. Ik kon het niet doen, want dat is...
So yeah, that's
ik
what
zou
he's
hem
saying.
neerleggen.
That's the option to get to the pin.
Beetje meer
They're
gas
going to do
pakken.
it, we know that. So
Ja, dat er nu op die gele
it's up to us to either do the same or prevent it. And he
Nee,
said, I
kan
don't
hem
feel
moeilijk
comfortable
volgen.
trying to go for the roll, so let's go for the guard then.
Yep. Nice. Good call there.
Yeah.
There's part of me that would say, hey, why not try a hit and roll on the yellow that was just thrown and then hope it rolls over far enough, but then you're hoping if it doesn't roll too far, it has to roll the right distance, the house to come out. So better just play it out there, because I think promoting that yellow one isn't going to
Maar dan
be
moet er
as
wel
easy,
tegen, hè.
especially with those two stones frozen
Draai 15, joh.
together.
Dat is goed.
Yeah, just won't want this one too
Dat is
deep.
oké, maar nog curlen. Nog curlen.
Trying to help this curl over. That's gonna be nice.
Yeah, it
That's
takes away the hit and
nice.
roll, so
Yeah.
mission accomplished.
Yep. Not really much they can do coming in from the inside of that red.
Thinking time needed here. Kind of consider their options, and there are not that many.
Gebruik Gery effectief waar dat hij trekt. Uit een borstel, maar moet hem hier hebben, hè.
Yeah, if they get this right, catch this about the 10, 11 o'clock position on the that top red stone, both of those reds will move. And then that yellow should sit, so they I think they can get to shot here, but they definitely need some weight on it. Gery with his signature spinning stone. Here comes the hammer. He needs to do something with it. Got one shot at this.
It's a hard one. No easy stones for Gery so far with the lost stones.
Just on the clean, but I think this one's going to be a little bit inside. Yep. Doesn't get far enough outside, so that's going to be
Two red.
Two for red, I think.
And a steal of 2, Campina leading 4-0, and that those steals, they're kind of building up. So
Yeah,
the 1 point lead suddenly became a 4 point lead. Still 5 ends to play, of course, but
You know,
but smashes
how
it's
are you feeling right now? Is this making you nervous? You know,
feeling like we're going to see. I don't know. I feel like, come on, tour, save my house. Don't disappoint me here.
just openly begging here. Oh, uh-oh.
All right.
So, the Walter starting things off for Campina as they lead at 4-0 over Button Smashes as we start the fourth end.
Can he do it again? Can he put something on the pin? He did it a couple of times.
We saw the slider go flying across the lane as the initiation over on sheet A is somebody lost it. Stone is underway. He's had that first stone really dialed in so far at this match. Stefan kind of sweeping this one. Probably feels it's a little bit light. Definitely going to get around the guard. Looks like there goes the turn. This one actually looks on the heavier side.
Even that little tap is fine. I think just look at that.
Yeah,
I think it's. I mean, the tap is technically you could say it shouldn't tap, but I'm also pretty sure that button smashers they were not hoping for a stone like this. They might have been hoping
Yeah,
for a
they-
stone that's too short or a little bit wide. And since
Yep.
it's nicely buried behind the guards,
Dus het zijn niet meer dan 3-10 nog, want
In
de
de
strike in
but I-
3-0 dat dan
I
kunnen
do
we
feel
dan
like
door, hè.
Stefan
Dus,
did
3-10,
have to sweep that. If he
3-13,
doesn't sweep it,
guard.
I think it catches the guard.
Yep.
So it's one of those. You'd rather have it tap the other stone back half a meter and be sitting
3-10,
shot
3-13,
than
max
catching the
3-10.
guard and opening things up.
so again, important follow-up stone here for button smashers. Red is still behind T, so
They've changed positions, so two are now leading off.
okay.
Gery's going to be throwing the middle three stones.
Yes.
Seeing if things can get changed that way. This one is a little tight. Is going to catch it, but opens things up. They just have to make sure it doesn't go all the way out, but it does. So
All right.
that stone will be replaced, and
Kijk hier. Kijk hier op het eerste puntje.
the shooter goes out. Shooter was out anyway. I think it's split, but yeah, the guard gets to go back. So advantage here for Campina.
Yeah, and you only have to play 5 stones, a double. So each stone you burn is kind of 20% of your game down the drain.
Yep.
Especially
Every
those
stone
lead stones
counts more.
Wie een eigen.
It
wie een
counts so
eigen.
much more
Gery.
than the standard event.
Are we going to see power play at some point? Because
Oh,
if
he's
I'm
al
button
weg.
smashers and I can see Walter performing so well on the first stones,
This one's a bit heavy. Starting to curl. Maybe it might actually catch the yellow one.
yeah, maybe sweep to catch the yellow one. No,
It's
sweeping
not
is
going to move
needed.
very far. No, that's just going to tuck right in there. I like that stone.
Yeah.
Deeper than they would want it, but with that yellow, it's now backing, so it's second shot. It's got some backing on it. It
Yeah.
can't be used. It's not going to be very useful for button smashers. To
That's
do
the
anything.
important thing, yeah. Imagine if it was the same length as the shot stone or slightly in front of the shot stone, it will give double takeout opportunities, but this way it's second shot and it's not something that can be abused by your opponent.
Dan weer redelijk weinig handel spelen. Oh, eerst curlen. Alleen snelheid. Ja, ga maar. Dat is er niet.
Are they struggling with
that's
a bit
so
of
close.
length weight? I feel like they're not playing their best game so far, but smashers here.
No, I feel like Gary's was, he's the last time they came down this way, he was a bit light. Now this one, he's also a bit light. They've struggled with their line. Tour's been a little bit too far inside on a lot of them. Gary's been a little bit outside. It's button smashers are definitely struggling with the ice right now.
Dat je niet te dicht tegen die guard
And this
zit.
can be
Better
this
to
could be
Wells
very
the warning.
dangerous because if Campina is able to put a third one in there, claim that pin position, and pressure is very high.
Ja,
And,
domme.
I mean, you can allow one steal of one and a second steal of one, but then a third steal. And if Campina is able to steal here, they would have stolen half of the game and have a pretty
Draw an
comfortable
eigen
point leads.
Yep.
Also changes the way you play, and you will apply your tactics. I mean, they can reduce the amount of risk in their play by each point lead increase.
Yep. This one needs to get over there. Come
Oh,
on,
je valt stil,
Walter.
jongens, zeg.
Is it over?
It is over.
And it is important that this one is over because now the draw is gone. There is potential for button smashers to run back their Yellowstone, but that's already a difficult one.
Yeah, they almost have to look at seeing if they can get rid of those two reds up there.
Yeah.
Can they clear those out with one stone? It's going to be difficult. I think there's enough of a gap between them lengthwise that it's going to be a pretty tough ask.
Yeah, indeed.
Van der Strak zeker. Dat deed hij,
Well,
die deed niet veel qua land.
we got an update from Sheet C. Wheat followed up with a 5 house, so they've taken a 5-3 lead over Michel and Jose in the fourth over
Rechts van
there.
de neus is wel
That's
oké,
big.
denk ik.
And you can see Michel and Jose, they are back with the retro cycling shirts. We haven't had those shirts on stream this half of the season. The season, basically.
Yeah, I love those shirts. I'm
Yeah.
glad they're bringing them out more.
Lijns oké.
They promised to make some
Oh,
pictures
curler,
so we can
curl.
actually use them in our socials and our placeholders.
Ja, rechts.
This is gonna get a nice tap. I think this is gonna be a good angle. Oh no, it's actually too much angle.
Yeah, and with that weight, Stefan is able to sweep it out of the house, or not out of the house, but out of the danger zone. Let's put it that way.
Hashtag Pim's wrong.
Yeah. Scratching his head there as he was watching the scoreboards. Maybe now is the time to make shout-outs to the home fronts. This could be an early game, but we'll have to wait and see. Still a 4-point lead, but it is looking pretty great for Campina so far.
Now they've got this 2 sitting shot. They've got 2 guards up the left side and the center. Come around the right side, guard it off, and then suddenly Button Smashers has very little options.
Yeah,
very few options.
And also, Campina is just playing more solid and better than Button Smashers. So in order to make that comeback work,
they have to start putting things together.
Yeah, indeed. If they continue to put this skill on the ice, I think Campina is a better team so far this evening.
That would a little bit deeper, kind of over curls, but it's not an easy cat in there. Yeah, it's
just
not. It's
makes
not
things
easy.
very
Gaan
good.
zien, lichtsachter.
They are forcing
Als dat niet lukt, dan speel ik op de voorsprong.
the Button Smashers to try difficult stones, and the doubles game can be very punishing, because if you miss your try, suddenly you're down to your last stone. You don't have 8 stones, so you don't have like 4 or 5 stones to tear down a build-up from your opponent and
Ik
then
kan er wel niet veel van zien.
score your last stone.
Yeah.
Ik kan die niet hard spelen. Misschien beter het middenstuk leren. En als ik het mee heb, dan is het meegepakt. Ja. Ja.
Interesting that Campina Button Smashers, it doesn't feel like they're playing very fast. I think normal paced, but then again, they have a big lead over. They're already down to the 4th end, closing down the 4th end, playing.
Clearing out one of those guards there, going to force Campina to play another one.
Just guarded up, indeed.
Hier, de lijn hier.
And if this is another steal of 2, then it's a very, very tricky situation for Button Smashers. You can see Dirk sitting in the back behind the glass, watching the game, scouting, because he will be playing Button Smashers tomorrow, or not tomorrow, Saturday, with Team Halen.
Yep. Although he was joking with me earlier, got me when we had the next matchup. He's like, no, that's not right. He doesn't want to be on screen, but he's going to be.
He is basically the poster boy of Belgian curling. We cannot lose any opportunity, miss out on any opportunity to put him on camera. I remember the very good game, Gery against Bilenki. Starts to curl real nice here. We need to sweep to avoid tapping that second guard, but if that works...
Oh, that's going to work out
Beauty.
nicely.
Beauty.
They wanted the guard, but I think
this is better.
That works out just as well, yeah.
More pressure, and basically close to impossible for Button Smashers to... it could work. They could try and follow up with a similar stone. give that shot stone a little nudge and try to stay as close to the pin as possible. But that's such a hard stone to throw.
Yeah, I don't think they can get rid of both of those reds.
And remember,
And keep their shooter.
that's one of those stones where everything has to be perfect. The line, the weight, communications, the whole package has to be there. And we haven't seen a lot of those full 100% perfect stones from button smashers tonight.
No, they've definitely been struggling, and it's having these low percentage shots to try to score in their hammer is not been helping either.
Nope. They face a steal of 3, so even if it does work out, maybe just do some damage control. Try and survive.
This one is tight. This is going to catch that top guard.
Worst case, it taps in another redstone. That's
that's
absolute worst case.
Stefan's rushing out there just in case to see if he can't get one in, because it just has to get... I don't know, it has to get full white. So
This is a steal of 3. This is huge.
that is another big end. This Campina just pushing button smashers around tonight, just putting their will, imparting their will on the ice as they see fit, and just button smashers not having the answer for it tonight.
And honestly, it's deserved. It's not like, I mean,
No, they're
They
not fluking into this. They're
No,
throwing
they just-
absolutely fantastic stones.
Walter putting his first stone on the pin, as you do in doubles, and then button smashers not able to follow up, and it's just a matter of guarding things up. And sometimes they steal 1, sometimes they steal 2 or 3. But button smashers isn't able to turn around that situation, and maybe that's a reason to do your power play right now, to kind of just break from that pattern and not allow Walter to.
And we are.
Yeah.
It is.
It is the
seeing
power play.
Power play. From button smashers throwing it up. They're going over on the right side. This is my favorite part. Nobody remembers where to put this back stone.
Yeah, that's the thing, because we always put it kind of right on that crosshair point.
That's what I was always thought.
But then I was watching the World Curling Tour doubles event in Copenhagen, and they were putting it like on the behind T-line position, I think.
Behind
Or no,
T-line?
front
Front of
T-line.
T-line,
Front of
yeah.
T-line, yeah.
Yeah, and I believe that's it. Dirk actually corrected me once and said it is it. But it's kind of funny how. Yeah, we're so used to playing double four-man that one rule of doubles is like, oh, we know we can play the power play, but where does the stone go? But as long as both teams agree on it, that's just, you just play it. So they are opting, if I can see it from
The
the
center
overhead, opting it's on the center line, on that little cross position.
I mean,
so.
Dirk is here. We could ask him. Maybe he really knows. He played doubles in international competitions. He's a former national doubles team member, together with Veerle. I'm gonna ask him afterwards. Is it supposed to be on a T line or in front of the E line? That does not matter, because Walter will just freeze up against it, because he's the Walter, especially tonight.
The way they were discussing, I think they're going to go... Oh, no, yeah, he is. Okay.
Yeah,
he does have his handle turning the other way. I thought he was going to be doing an in-turn towards the button, but no, out-turn towards the hammer stone.
Yeah, even the kind of build-up where you tap it back and roll to the center is also an opening. Something it's apparently standard, as Jeroen said.
Nope, this one is just going to miss inside and a little bit heavy. So possibly the first missed stone from Walter this evening.
Yeah, I think so. I haven't seen him miss quite a lot. But maybe this is why the power play works. I mean, he was doing very good with his first stones. Now it's power play, and then kind of get him out of his routine.
Ik zou ofwel juist ervoor guarden, ofwel zo alle vechten die rode kruipen.
One of the things Dirk explained to me, a very common strategy is
Ja, valt
put
een
something
beetje,
on the
dus,
pin.
dat mag wel.
The other team can't touch it.
Just naast
So
het midden, zou
you
ik
could
zeggen.
you score in the middle. So you try to bring the game away from those stones on the side, and then hope that the one of the stone on the side counts. But you go to the
Ja,
middle,
wel.
you get something there, and yeah, I kind of like that strategy. I do see the uses of the other one. There's one that you draw something to freeze up against the shot stone, even if it's your own stone, or you try to split the house, force the other team, and then guard it, force the other team to chase it. But
35.
it's going to easily get around that guard. Will that have enough weight to get down there along the to freeze up against it? I mean, even a little bit high is fine. But
but is it a double? I mean,
yeah, there's a double there. Yeah.
yeah, and think Gery immediately saying sorry, you should have swept that one. He was confident it was going to get there, but Tuur can comfortably blame the sweeper here.
Yep.
Yeah, you don't really
Gaan we niet
want to do
vriezen?
that.
Ja. Ja, ik weet het. Ze mogen nog niet wegspelen.
Yeah, you can't take him out right now. That's the thing. I mean,
Mogen mij niet
you
wegspelen.
can't tap him back, but
Ja,
they're so
kunnen we
close
erop gooien.
to the edge of the house that maybe that's something you would want to try.
Yeah, I think I would
Draait zich ook niet.
put something on a freeze here. Try to freeze up against that on the inside corner of one of those yellows. Get closer. This one's going to be a little bit outside.
Can you tap it back?
You can tap it back as long as it stays in play. You can do that. So
That works then.
that's going to be no problem. Sets those two yellows behind the tee line, so kind of reduces the danger of them a little bit.
Ja. Oké.
See what they do. I think if I'm button smashers, I'm trying to split the house at this point. Put something just on the outside of the 4 foot on the other side of the house. Force button smashers to do some chasing. Looks like they're going to go back out to that outside where all the stones are. We curl this one in behind that red one, kind of protect those two in the back.
Yeah.
White looks pretty good. Needs to try to curl it over though. Well, now there is definitely a double there.
Yeah, I think this is what I would do as well. But I think they're looking at the freeze. They have the 7-point score lead, so you could also say, well,
Ja, als je tikt dan...
we don't have to win the end.
als je
Just
keer
take
naar
away
reer
some yellow
tikken.
stones.
Yeah,
Protect our lead, basically, your point advantage. You don't want
Moet ik vijgen?
button smashers to suddenly score a 5 house and then be 7-5 again.
Yeah.
That's what you want to avoid. To have hammer.
Yeah, I think limit the damage. Let button smasher score 1.
Yeah.
Take the hammer, and do some damage on your own with their own hammer.
Yeah. It's not about winning one end or multiple ends. It's about winning the game.
Ja. Google draait zich ook niet terug. Hetzelfde.
Looking for a freeze here. Calling by the weight on the stone.
Needs to curl over.
Doesn't curl that much.
Just, it's a little heavy. I think that's going to go out the back. Some help from Gary's broom. Gery, you let me down.
Ik heb hier geraakt, maar ik denk niet dat ik hem geplukt heb.
But that is safely out of the way.
Ja. Maar dus juist hier of die van hun titsen, dan ligt er een guard of ja.
That could also be an interesting one. Do that kind of little hit and roll to bring back their starting stone in a scoring position.
Yeah.
And they would sit 4 basically.
Probably a little too early to do that. I think I would try to freeze something up against it, corner freeze it, so then you could tap it away later.
Yeah.
And you would still be protecting those yellow stones in the back.
Yeah, I mean that was the kind of idea that we're going for. Like just give it a little nudge and then use the roll to. But then a freeze would do the same thing basically. Like a freeze that's slightly too hard works as well.
Oké, gewoon top 4.
It's money time for button smashers. This is the end where they cannot make mistakes. They need to score big. They need to
Dat is genoeg, denk ik.
reduce the gap because they are trailing 7 points here.
Oei, hard.
This one's light. Is that going to even get to the house?
Is it curling enough? That's the second question.
Well, it's not going to curl enough.
Because if it doesn't curl enough, then there is still that takeout opportunity or freeze opportunity that Campina was playing for. So basically, Campina, they have a retry. They're going for freeze. Basically, they have even center guard if they.
Yeah, there's a hit and roll there.
I think they don't really want to roll because then a run back could take the stone out of play again. I think a freeze is the best option here because if you freeze it, button smashers they can't take it out. Scoring area is really reduced, so you limit button smashers from scoring 3, 4, 5 points.
But we say freeze like it's freeze is the obvious choice, but it's also not an easy stone to throw because any little gap will be enough to get rid of that stone.
I noticed that Wheat they scored a 5 house and they also followed up with a steal of 1. I don't know if that was mentioned already.
The 5 house, yes, I was waiting for the 1 because this end is pretty exciting.
Yes, definitely.
This is a lot of action. We're on a power play.
Over curling.
This one is going too much. Yep. Now it does.
New situation here. Red is sitting 3rd. But yeah. Not really what they wanted.
Ik heb nog geen. Jawel.
Yes, you have one more stone, Gery. He was doubting. So yeah. Scoring 3 is big. That's good for button smashes. And still have to catch up. They're still in the catch-up game with 3 more ends after this one. But
if they're able to somehow get a 3 or a 4 out of this, then you know that's a big step towards
start,
coming back. Yeah.
Maar ik weet niet, dat gaat misschien over curlen, niet? Ik weet niet.
Blijft hij redelijk hard weg, misschien zoals je van hem daarnet. Je hebt 29 eens weg.
Oké.
didn't quite catch the call.
No, they started pointing at different things or looking at something, different
I
opportunities.
feel like they want to draw in between the 2 stones there. Just put a 3rd shot stone there. If they could draw in between, they go for that freeze position that Campina was aiming for. Then
Als hij recht blijft gaan en dan geeft hij onze voorste langs de rechterkant een tikje, dat is eigenlijk ook niet slecht.
think that's their call here. Come in between the stones for the third one in there. And then I hope that Campina can't put a
Oh,
A good stone.
Ooh, this one feels a bit wide.
Laat maar. Curl. Nu begint hem.
Plan B is close the gap maybe to avoid Campina from freezing in there. That's really what they don't want.
No, this is going to work out for them.
Yep.
That's very fortunate.
Fortunate mistake here.
Yep.
We're sitting 2, and it's up to Campina. Campina, can they run back that redstone? Like, yeah, that's Stefan is
How?
I'm. The thing is, if you try and draw it over there and it sits exposed, then it's an open takeout for 3 points. And with the run back, is there anything?
Die wegspelen wordt hier ook gevaarlijk, hè?
Or just knock out some yellow stones to do some damage control, but then again, yeah.
Bina.
Hi, Bina.
Hi, Bina. Good to see you. Just joining in the middle of our doubles match here. Campina has been putting on a clinic tonight. They've really been pushing the button smashers around, kind of forcing their will on this game, and 4 straight steals to open it up. Trying to close things down here to keep button smashers, but right now button smashers are sitting 2.
Ze hebben veiliger te promoten, oké? Maar we stonden pak damage controleren. Als we die wegspelen, kunnen ze op die rode knallen. Ja, zeker. Niet meer.
Going for the damage control option here. Let's try to prevent things.
A lot of yellow in the house. And I think the reason why Walter was saying I don't like the run back of that redstone sitting in the blue there in the top 12 is, well, if for some reason we knock it out and we leave our third shot stone exposed, then they have an open takeout to score a lot of points. So basically their conservative players keep that stone protected and limit button smashers from just scoring 2 or 3. And if they put up a good stone on this side, if they can even guard it up, and maybe they can just reduce the damage to just 2 points for button smashers. And that's the plan here.
I think this will have the length. It's just not going to curl over. And yeah, that sneaks into the red.
Sneaks into the red, yeah.
But that is exposed.
It is exposed. It's an invite for a takeout, but then it needs to be a no-set takeout. It can't roll outside, but if it rolls outside, you just score 2. So it has to be a very good... Somebody hit the stone there. Is that... So making it even more exposed.
Was een verder of wat? Hij is daar geëindigd, dus veel.
Ja, was echt een aanpush. Denk zoiets. Denk ik.
It wasn't that far inside, I don't think, but
I don't know how hard that was tapped. I think Gery wants it as exposed as possible, I guess, and because it's a big difference if it's
if it's covered now, they actually have a shot to get to the nose slightly inside.
3-15 is zo. Ja, 3 pak 13.
Gery put it back like it was here, but then Stefan said, well, maybe that's taking it a bit, stretching it a bit too far. I think I wouldn't have
rolled that far.
No.
Yeah, I really couldn't see, didn't even hear or see a touch, so it's hard to say, but it obviously is very slight. So, nose hit, need a nose hit.
Yeah, worst case is you're a bit inside, you tap your own yellow one, because red is sitting second shot with that exposed redstone. Oof, this is dangerous.
For line.
This is the one thing that is dangerous if it overcurls and it's Could over.
This
This is fine. This is
okay.
fine.
That's a great stone. Yeah, good call on the line there.
And is it 2 or 3? I think it's 3.
That's 3.
It's 3.
That's 3.
Whew. Good stone from Turan. This was an important one there.
Very,
Gary
very
scared
important.
me a bit, but that it was also a call like, okay, you have to sweep. We ran out of error margin.
Yeah,
Cannot
you need to
curl
make
anymore.
It needs to make sure. Yeah. Finally, one of Tour supporters, Griet, goedenavond, welcome in. It's been an interesting game so far, and now it's like Button Smashers are waking up. They said, okay, we've spotted you, 7 points and 4 ends. It's our turn to join in.
It is a nice moment to join in because question is, can we see a super comeback here? 7-0, first half of the game, then a power play. Button Smashers immediately scoring 3 on their power play.
Yeah. And that's what you want when you score. When you have the power play, you want to score more than 2.
Yeah, you want to score
that
big.
3 or more. So
And
that's
then-
good for them.
Yeah, but now they have to give the hammer to Campina. But that also means they get to throw the first stone. If they immediately throw it on the pin, it's comeback time.
All right, so Tour will be leading things off here in the 6th. As Campina leads Button Smasher 7-3. Campina with the hammer going on here. And I just peeked over on sheet C. Michel and Jose scored 3 in the 5th to tie things up at 6 with Wheat. So another barn burner going on over on sheet C. We'll keep you guys up to date on that.
And Griet was saying it's because I popped in. That made the difference.
Yeah, now
it's true. I mean,
let's
support of your mother is important. There is it's no surprise that people at award ceremonies always thank their
mom.
their moms.
Oh no, and this is how Tour thanks his mom by throwing it too hard and too wide, and that is going to go out the back. So Walter will be able to throw his first stone right on the pin and just kind of take control over this end. Let's see if it happens.
Yeah, if Walter's able to throw it on the pin, then they take control over this end.
And that's what we've seen tonight is Walter having very good command over his line and weight.
And
Oh,
they
op de lijn.
lost
Yeah.
the LSD challenge, but then
Walter calling for the sweep. Stefan ignoring him.
yeah, it's,
But this one looks great. Right past the guard.
you could even sweep it a bit, but no, it's fine. It's fine.
Oh, that's going to be
Excellent.
very, very good.
It is ever so slightly exposed, but you can't do takeouts, and they are sitting too. They have a guard in front.
About the only thing I would say is, yeah, now it's an opportunity for Gery to come in from that same side and get to the pin because it's just ever so slightly
like
off
Celia.
the center.
Yeah, that's
So
true.
It is an opening.
But then we have to
Top it
repeat
up.
yourself. You are forcing your opponent to throw the perfect stone. And this deep in the game, there is no more room for mistakes. There is no more room for retries. It has to happen. You have to score 4 points to force the tie.
Snel uit,
You
hè,
have
want
to
we
do
nog
it
wel
in
wat
3
curls, hè.
ends.
Dat is hard genoeg volgens mij.
And they have to steal.
You have to steal. They only throw 5 stones. You have a max of 6 points per end. So
Oh, Wayne's in. Hey, Wayne.
Hi,
Asking, do we need to say that was an important one? Yeah. Well, we don't need to say it. I think everybody kind of knows it. That's not a bad spot there.
this works.
A little bit, they wanted that corner freeze, but they can
Yes,
still
man.
use that.
Yeah, I mean, they don't have to take it out, but they can kind of do a slight tap and roll inside and then just push the yellow stone to the corner back part of the house where it's...
I think they're going to,
They don't
He's
go
looking
for that
for-
much
no.
tap and
That's
roll
gonna
options
be a
here. They
promoter,
always go for either a guard or...
yeah, I think they're going to go guarding
Kijk,
on
en
this.
vanaf gaan ook al serieus
Ja.
wit promoten.
They're
dan
going
komen ze
to
aan de
draw
kant.
over, either leave one up over that yellow one, which I think I would make the most sense because as soon as the stone is thrown, well, no, there's 5 stones in play because the yellow one went through already. So
But that just hitting the inside of the yellow stone would basically neutralize the danger there, and they would have an third stone in play. It's
Yeah.
not, then you have
Yeah,
to feel
I think
comfortable about that decision.
Yeah,
if you're
if
if you're
not-
outside, you tap it in, and then it's worst case.
Yeah. If not, I would say throw a guard over it. If you're not
Yeah,
feeling
so
confident on that tap and roll, throw a guard over it.
Yeah.
When you've got a 4-point lead, again, you don't have to worry too much. Let's see, this one's a little heavy and on the outside.
And this is indeed.
But if this taps that yellow one more to the center line, that's going to make it harder to use. So
Red is not shot, but
well, no, red is shot,
yellow is not shot. Yeah, sorry.
but
But
it's
it's
now
like
in a
back
position
down
that
here.
can be tapped easily.
Anders
Yeah.
moet ik langs de andere kant komen.
Yeah.
Ja.
Stefan like did his
Yeah.
face kind of revealed his disappointment with how the house is looking right now.
Yeah, that might be the first mistake that he's made tonight.
Yep.
Where it actually could hurt the team. I think, maybe Walter and Stefan have thrown stones that have not exactly gone their way, but haven't really given anything to Button Smasher. So that might be the first kind of, quote unquote gift we've seen this evening. But now Gery has to do something with it.
The gift is always something that needs to be unwrapped. It's always on wrapping paper, and it's up to the opponents to.
Oh, this feels light.
Yeah, if it's light, it's going to tap the guard. Maybe if it's super light. I don't know how straight Tuur can hold. It's passing the guard there. Is it light?
No,
So it's fine.
no, actually, it just looked that looked really light, but nope, that's going to be very nice. Gets it right back on there.
Yeah. Well, thing is, there is still an option for Button Smashers to just not allow, or for Campina to not allow Button Smashers from scoring a lot of points. As long as they have those
Kijk, wat
backing
jullie
stones
veel
there in the
doen,
back
hè?
of the house, yellow can't really score a second or third or a fourth. So that could also be a strategy saying, sure, score one, even if it's a steal of one. But we still have the 3-point leads with 2 more ends to play. That's
Yep.
still a slightly comfortable lead, although you don't
Doei.
want to allow them to creep too close.
No, they're going for a takeout here. They're setting up. They're talking about it. They're going to try to nose hit that top yellow, and should split that. Those
the
reds
faggot.
behind are going to move, but this should be able to move both of those yellows. And maybe not even move the reds that much. There's a little bit of a gap between them, the yellow and the red, so... Just a little bit less ice on that.
Yep.
Nope. Calling for a sweep. Is he going to be able to catch the stone?
Yeah,
Maybe.
faggot.
No, he wants it
Oh,
sweep.
whoa.
And that was... Ooh, that's going to stay a bit on the outside. So it doesn't quite do what they needed it to do.
It's dangerous because now you lose a bit of backing. I don't know if yellow is able to tap that second shot stone, the red one, out of play, but there are opportunities for Button Smashers here. 2 stones in a row where Campina wasn't able to actually execute on their plan,
Ja, ik weet het.
and a lot of angles to look at right now.
Yeah, you've got those 2 reds stacked up in a way that's
Ietsje korter is dus oké. Hè.
nose hit on that far right one could end up moving things around, but I think they're going to try to come around the other side. And actually, if we look at the overhead, yeah, we can see that the way those reds are lined up, it would actually miss the yellow one.
Yep.
So that's why they're going to come around that other side.
Hetzelfde.
Hey, curling poet. Nice to see you here tonight with us.
Yeah.
The Belgium Curling League.
Gotta go, gotta go, gotta
Button
go.
smashers is
So make sure it gets there, Gery. Encouraging tour. Make sure it gets there. They want this one to be third. They want this tucked in there.
Freeze.
Or that gets, yeah, that's.
I mean,
third or fourth. It's sitting there. They've got options to move that red one away.
yeah, I think even kind of running back that center guard stone could give them an option to get red out of play and score.
Deze pakken.
Isn't it, Wayne? Just sitting out here looking at it and telling them what they should and shouldn't do. I mean, I'm 100% on all my stuff.
Yeah. I mean, that's sometimes I see. If they would have just thrown the precise stone, the perfect stone, things would have been way better. So that's what I would have done. Just throw perfect. But that's not how things work in curling.
Zie wat ze doen.
I mean, you can't prove I wouldn't have made the shot I just make.
Of
So
open liggen.
The double
Pretty fell
is
off, I
there. It is, I think, if you catch that first yellow stone with some weight, you can get some yellow out of there. But I don't really think that's what they're going for. I feel like Campina has been avoiding takeouts as much as possible. Looks like they're not super comfortable with throwing heavyweight takeouts in there.
no, and that last stone from Stefan was supposed to have some weight behind it. It just wasn't quite enough to move
315.
everything, and hitting it outside meant that nothing moved very far.
Ja.
I'm not always 100% right, Bina. Just on all of the stones I've thrown tonight, I've been perfect.
Daar is het. Lijkt er iets goed.
Needs to sweep. It feels a bit light. Might even tap that guard there.
That'll just kind of spread things out a little bit. I think they're looking for damage control here and try to keep that red in second position somehow.
Yeah, that's the thing. Red is still second, and even though it's a very close second, it's an important second because
Maar ik was er straks wel heel scherp aan mikken, hè. Ik zat hier. Maar jij komt van de andere hak, hè. Je moet zien waar je hem...
yeah, just throwing some weight in there will give Red that little tap back. We are suddenly it's not second anymore, and Yellowstones come and play.
Maybe it's really hard to tell if those yellows are overlapped a little bit. If how much weight do you throw where you don't lose the one that's shot stone right now on the pin?
Gewoon gespeeld, maar gewoon heel scherp uitgenomen.
Yeah, those two yellows are they're overlapped, so you can't just tap put them back. It's not an easy straight run back.
Dat is
No,
echt
no.
wel... ja, ik zat zelfs op de... Juist op de linkerkant van die linkse rode zat ik. Maar ik kom natuurlijk wel uit deze hak, hè.
Ik zou middenrood mikken, ik denk dat het goed valt. Het is nipt, maar...
I think they're going to try to tap in on that inner red one. Take away that angle to kind of move things around.
25. Wel stevig.
Yeah, it's going to be close for the run back. Yeah, I wonder too if they'll be able to do it or if they're going to try it. This one, they just want to make sure it's got to curl over. It's going to catch that top one. Rolls over. I think they wanted to roll that one on the inside red and not the outside one, but
Didn't change that much, to be honest. And now Campina is looking for run back options. They still have that second stone position protected. Yeah.
See, now I think if we go to the overhead, and I'll bring out my telestrator here, my new toy.
Dan blijft die hier liggen.
See if I can get this right. So,
Ja, die
red
is,
into here. This yellow moves out. This yellow goes down. And we'll come over here. And then this red also goes back. So, That's the tricky part. I mean, that's kind of what they do, but they're going to have to put some weight on it to make sure that it does everything. But that yellow, I think, still stays on the pin.
Yeah, difficult one. Thing is, if they throw some weight in there, it doesn't work out. The back red one just rolls away, and you give button smashers an option to score big.
Yeah.
Huh?
Wayne saying it's...
What's the idea here? Or did I miss something here?
Are we so far behind on the stones?
Dat kan meer fout gaan dan dat kan goed gaan. Hè?
Guess so.
Yeah, did we just miscount so hard? Where did we lose track of stones there?
I honestly don't know. Somehow we lost track, and okay, so what they were...
Surprise for everybody! No, I did.
Yeah, so apparently that was the last stone of the end, Vina, and we were behind on our count, so...
Ik heb meer verkeerd ook dan ik ook had eigenlijk.
Well, indeed, that was their last stone. They refused to throw it because of the risk, but it was just a steal of one for...
Okay. So, all right, okay, that's...
I'll have to replay. I mean, I didn't figure it out that we were so off.
I think we were just one off.
Yeah.
They just decided not to throw the last one.
Yeah.
And that was Tour's last. Okay.
Yeah, sorry for everybody watching. It's confusing this way. I mean, we missed track of a stone there. And then,
I don't know how, but yeah, I think it was Gery and Tour switching positions on the team kind of threw us off because Tour was throwing the middle 3 stones, and then suddenly, now he's throwing the first and last. So, all right. So, entering the 7th end, Tour is going to lead it off for the Button Smashers. They trail Campina 7-4, but they are climbing their way back in after giving up 4 straight steals. They've scored 3 on their hammer on the power play. A steal of 1 there, so we have to remember that end started with Tour throwing his stone through on the first one.
Yeah.
So managing to get things going. This one's looking pretty good. It's going to end up a little bit on the outside, but still locked in spot. Good stone there to start things off.
All right. So I have clicked the scoreboard, and
we're gonna try to pay attention to this one now.
Do you count?
I think sometimes it happens where I notice that the blinking stone is not the team in play, but then I either forgot to click it or I clicked too much, and then
Well, I'll have to figure out why the new scoreboard wasn't working when I was clicking, even though it's set up. It was working yesterday when I was doing tests, so why today it decided not to, who knows. So this is going to be a little bit heavy. It's going to tap things out, but unlocks that yellow now, so that's...
Yellow is still a bit exposed, so it's kind of hack weights. You can... still come in here.
Yeah, that's exactly it, Vina. You see that a lot. People will, hey, what if we would have done this? Would it have worked? And after the end is over. So that's basically what he did.
Als je rechts ligt, dan komen ze langs hier en dan kunnen ze aan een button halen. Dat vind ik niet zo super.
We definitely do it a lot in our club championship matches and just training and messing and practice games. Yeah. Just because you're like, I can see it there. Let's see, would it have worked?
Als we gaan sliden, ik heb hem wel redelijk veel gegeven. Kijken. Oh, moet curlen ook.
Got to look for weight, but also line. I think this one's not going to have the weight to get down there. Needs to sweep it. It's going to keep it from curling as much.
Come on. No. Come on.
Very begging, pleading to get that stone down there.
Lengte.
I think it's still an opportunity here for Campina to come around over on the other side and try to find that little pocket safety.
Yep.
To put a stone in a place where it is protecting the score leads. So again, 7th end, 2 more ends. And button smashers, they need to score 4 to win, 3 to tie, and they only have 2 ends to accomplish that. So
and they'll have to steal to do it. So it's going to be an interesting. It's a whole lot easier to steal at the beginning of the match than it is at the end. So, but they've done a pretty good job so far. But now that 5 stones are in play, that yellow one sitting in shot is exposed and can be moved. So.
Bina saying, I gotta go. Nice hang out with you guys and go smashes. So thanks, Bina, for tapping in.
Good to see you. Always a pleasure.
Definitely.
We've got a lot of curling on the channel this weekend, so if you're awake and around, we'll have stuff for you.
Yeah.
This one needs to curl over to get over the nose. This one's starting to go. There it is. Yeah, that's going to be very nice.
Tippity tap, and there it is. Shot position. Tap yellow slightly back, but still hard to take it out. So it is putting pressure on the smashers. Now but smashers do a double takeout? Looking at this angle, looking from the hack sides, can they get rid of both redstones?
Yeah, I think they can. That's, I think, what Tour was pointing at. Like, if we go in here, we've got this pocket where we can get rid of both of these reds or move them away.
Getting nice compliments here from Curling Poets, saying you guys are clearly having too good a time. That's why I am once again watching you, not the Briar. So well, that is a fierce competition we're beating here.
Very high praise, you know. I appreciate that.
Well, imagine if there would be some kind of high stakes tournament in Europe, kind of like the Briars, but then a European version of that, and we get to cast that one.
That would be nice.
Yeah.
But technically, there is the European Championships. It's kind of similar. All right. Well, they got rid of the danger shot. They moved things around a little bit, rearranged things. That yellow is still exposed. However, now it's a little bit further behind the tee line.
And that's sometimes interesting in curling. So you make a decision once you're in the house, then you go back to the hack, you turn around, and suddenly things look a little bit different, and you start to question your decision. Like, wait a minute, that super easy option is suddenly not that super easy. Or wait a minute, that gap that seemed very wide is maybe not as wide as I thought it was.
There's Jeroen. Good evening, Jeroen.
Good evening, Jeroen.
He's watching both us and the Briar. I don't blame him. You know, it's
Jeroen, the chameleon. One eye on the Briar, one eye on the Belgian curling league.
Now, Jeroen, are you here for Tour or Gery? Because Don was in here earlier and saying he was rooting for Gery, even though they are on the same team, but he's here to support Gery.
Jeroen has his opinion has some weight since he is a player of the national doubles team.
Oh, this looks also pretty good. That's going to hit on the nose. I want this one to try to curl over a bit. Doesn't get the curl. Go, Gery.
Gery, yeah.
Poor Tour. Only his mom is rooting for him.
Well, your mom counts as a lot, yeah. So
counts a lot, so.
Oh, een klein beetje links neus krijgen.
Did your mom ever watch the games of Takeout Tigers or Curdia, John? Or does she know you are a curling player here in Belgium?
She does know I curl and that I broadcast. I think she's tuned it in. She hasn't said if she's watched or not. I did apologize in advance for one match, saying that I was probably going to have a potty mouth. And I believe I did.
John's mom is like one of those super friendly moms. I got to meet her at a Thanksgiving party a couple of years ago. She was very friendly and very nice to Annemiek and I. And I think she popped in at the club somewhere last year together with Christine, or was it this year?
Last year.
Last year, yeah.
The tour is second to none. Is the GOAT. This is true.
Although he is not really showing his GOAT skills tonight, especially not the first half of the game. But there is some...
there's still time, yeah. So, want to make sure this one has enough to get the roll, but he needs to curl it. This is going to be a bit on the nose.
Finds a jam.
Zat er altijd in natuurlijk.
Yeah, should have gotten off the sweep, let that curl over. Because slightly on the inside part of the nose, I could have had maybe a double there as well.
Yeah, I think for Campina, it's just a matter of getting those redstones in there. With all of the backing, it's hard to really kind of take them out. They have a 3-point lead. And if they score a point, basically everything's fine. If they score a point, 4-point lead in the last end, that's super comfortable. If Button Smasher steals, but they only steal one, they still have a comfortable 2-point lead, where Campina would have the hammer, so...
Yep.
Only thing they cannot allow is Button Smasher scoring at 2 or more. You don't really want to have a 7-0 lead halfway and then have to really fight for a win in this last end.
Yeah, we have experience with that, and that tell you that doesn't. It's not fun.
No. Because it really gives momentum to the opponent.
This one is going to be good.
Finds a roll, maybe.
It's going to get a roll, maybe.
Oh, look at that!
Much?
Look at that!
No,
perfect.
Great.
Excellent stone, and that roll makes all the difference.
Great stone there from
pull it off.
Yep.
A rabbit out of his sleeve, or out of his hat,
Zat
basically.
It's not hiding in his hair anymore, that's for sure.
Nope. But
Hetzelfde spel, backline of zelfs minder als zak, dan trok je
and with all of the backing stones in there, it's really hard to just take it out. It might jam. If you run it back, okay, you're in a shot position, but then it's an open takeout for 3 points for Campina there. So that's something you cannot allow.
Zo scherp als dat je kunt, je moet hem gewoon op de neus hebben. Hè.
They're kind of looking for. I think they're going to try to run this yellow back.
But is it dangerous? Like, imagine running it back. The red taps the back yellow out of the house, so all of the red stones sitting in the back there, and then your shooter stone is exposed.
Shooter stone looks exposed, but the run back stone would be covered.
Yeah, true.
And you wouldn't want to run back a yellow onto a yellow unless you were sure you could get rid of both of them.
It's an important stone. It's an important stone.
Huh? Ja, ben ik genoeg voor mij.
Is this game decisive, John? This stone right here.
I think so. If they can't get the shot position, I think we might see handshakes.
En ligt gewoon naast, juist naast je guard.
Down by 4 and then... Well, they would have the hammer.
Yeah. They might just try it.
They might try it anyway.
And doubles and end is over in 10 minutes or 30.
Depending on which team. And This one is inside. It's going to catch the guard. And then it's going to tap that red one back.
So red is sitting 1. They can potentially score 2 or more. Basically, a draw for 2 would be the safe option. Just take the easy 2 and have a 5-point lead in a doubles game where you can max score 6. I always would try and go for that option.
I would go with that.
Draaisegang, denk ik. Draaisegang. Nee?
3 seconds. Smile.
Yeah, there might be. You might be tempted. Well,
and they look at the scoreboard. They're kind of starting to count 2 points. Maybe they're considering the handshake. Like, are we good? That's the question.
I think
5 points. Will we shake or not?
I would.
Rechts van die rode.
Actually, I don't know.
Rechts van
5
die
points
rode.
is a lot, and
It's. I mean, having the hammer makes it easier.
Kijk, die heeft van mij niet roken, hè.
Easier is in quotes, by the way. It's still a very difficult difficult thing to do, because as soon as things, the 5 stones are played, if I'm the other team, I'm just throwing takeouts.
so button smashers, they start off strong, but
Peter
potentially
Hartog
having
komt er voorbij.
a streak of 3 losses right now. Virtually.
This one
Looks
looks
okay.
great. So
It can even have the little tap. It can survive a little roll, so that is 2 or 3. 3.
that
Because
is 2. Yeah, they got to look at
that's
that
3.
back one. I think that's 3.
I think it is.
And that 3 is a definite handshake. I
Yeah,
mean,
3 is I'm going to put 3 on our scoreboards.
well, actually 3 is not a definite handshake, but
Scoring, it looks like they didn't shake hands basically.
no, they didn't. No.
Uit een dolly. Zijn er 3?
So confirmed by Walter, 3 points. I think Gery and Curdia, they are considering or are they just kind of saying, well, let's just play the last 10 for fun.
Dan is dat niet gedaan, hè. Dat is gedaan, hè.
It's not over yet. They can still play for that tie, the
Yeah.
miraculous tie. And Walter's trying to like, hey, do you really want to play? It's not technically
Well, if
over.
it's
It's not
yeah, it's 10
mathematically over.
to 4, not mathematically over. No. So
Walter is going to kind of say, hey guys, you know you can't win, but yeah, they can still tie.
yeah.
And maybe have both mics open here for this little conversation. See.
Ja, dat ging nog. Ja, dat ging nog.
No real conversation.
Conversation.
So,
I was kind of guessing for.
but Walter starting things off here in the 8th and final end. Button smashers looking for a 6 house just to
Lijn is
draw.
goed. Oh, veel naar buiten. Ja,
They're
kom.
going to have
Ja.
to get all 6 of their stones in the house. Now, if they start with the hammer, so they have that 1 stone in play.
You know, the thing is, John, as soon as 1 yellow stone is exposed, take it out and end the game.
Yep. This one's going to be a little bit light. Doesn't get to the house, but
Gewoon in het rood is zelfs genoeg, denk ik dan.
all right. Now, only one option
Hier is
for
oké.
for button smashers. Get it in the house.
All of the stones need to be in the house. If it's the guards, you can tap it through, but that's harder than just putting it in there. It's so hard for them to even pull off a tie here. It's mission impossible. That would be the most miraculous comeback in the history of Belgian curling if they can pull it off.
Yeah. It looked like he kind of flicked this one outside a little bit, so this is going to be outside. Is it going to be short? They definitely don't want that.
No. If it's shorts,
Oh, get that there. Oh, no.
it's they can still
Niet gewoon
try
eerlijk
and
zijn,
do that
is
kind
er
of
nog bij.
split.
Yeah, they're going to have to.
Split.
That's
Krijg je die
the
binnentik?
they have to split that sooner rather than later.
Tot die liggen voor straks weg te spelen, moet er maar één wegspelen, hè. Dat is goed.
So Walter is saying, let's leave it exposed. Any kind of exposed stone is that 1 stone that
Als
we're
je die
going
even
to
niet
aim
heel ligt,
to
moeten
knock
er
out a
6
play.
pakken.
Yep.
And that's something button smashers, they really have to tailor into their strategy. Like, okay, we have to pull off a 6-pointer, but we have to do it in a way that we don't leave takeout opportunities.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
how is that going to work out?
Now at this, that no matter what happens, even if they're able to split, 1 stone is going to be at least 1 stone is going to be exposed.
Yeah.
Even if they're able to push it into the house, it'll be exposed. Take it out. Game over.
Do we have an update on the C sheet?
We do. Let's see. Wheat scored 1 in the 6th. Michelle and Jose scored 2 in the 7th. So as they're in the 8th end, Michelle and Jose lead that one 8-7.
Interesting.
Really tight one over there as well.
Oh, look at this, John.
Or you just throw a stone like this. You put something in there that says, "Hey, we're going to make it very tough for you."
Eep. shot stone.
It is shot. It is shot.
And now button smashers have to deal with this one,
As
but
well,
they
yeah.
also have to deal with the fact that their guard is exposed. It's like a Labrador trying to catch 8 tennis balls thrown at them at once. You can maybe grab 3 in your mouth, but that's about it.
Graag 09. De Mol stond vertrokken.
I really don't see how button smashers can get a result. I think this end is not going to be concluded. At some point, we will see a takeout or just an acceptance of reality on the smasher side.
Yep.
Yep.
Oh, calling for a sweep right away. Need to sweep this one. They need to make that contact just to tap it, but it needs to have enough power to roll it as well.
Oh no.
A nose tap would be okay.
No, yeah, but
Because then they could still, but then that means they have to do it. But it gives them another chance. Yeah.
How do you do split? You can't really do the split right now because it didn't tap far enough to allow you to find that little split opportunity.
That is true. That is true.
And even so, for them, it's just smashing the Yellowstone. That will run back on the second one. Second one out of play, game over.
Yep. Well, the way Walter put his broom down, I wonder if they're going to put up a guard. It wouldn't make sense to do a guard. I mean, it
fits
does.
with the way they have been playing all night.
Yeah.
If they were in situations where we can go for a tap and roll, little takeout, or just guard up that 1 stone or 2 stones, they will always opt for that guard. But would they even do it right now? I mean, do they distrust their takeouts so much that they are even scared at just hitting the first Yellowstone? I mean, just hitting it with enough weight is fine, right?
Yeah, they don't have to worry about where their stones is up. They just need to get one of these yellows out. Yeah, I agree with Jeroen. It's like, why aren't they just doing a takeout?
Yeah, I mean, you can. It's so up, and you have about 60 centimeters of error margin with the right weight. Just hitting it is fine.
Yeah.
And if you miss, it's
So
not
what?
the worst. You do it. You have 2 more stones.
Yeah.
There is no angle to it.
There is no negative on this one. Oh, it's 316. It's slow.
They're not going for a takeout.
And it's not going to cover up those guards. It's not going to guard over those yellow stones.
I mean, that's a bit surprising.
That is a very surprising call there.
I mean, sure, it's just blocking ways to the bin, all of that kind of stuff. So,
But yeah, why not? Yep.
Er gaan nooit geen 16 aan maken. Nooit.
And now they can't. The split is going to be very tough. I mean, it was already tough,
yeah.
but
How do you do the split? I don't see the split working. It's never gonna happen.
Als takeout kiezen we dat er. Is weer met 3
I mean, you need to split at a 90 degrees angle to get around that second Yellowstone. Both of your stones need to get around that second Yellowstone and find their way into the house.
well, there is
There
a
is-
way, but
no,
how are
no.
you how are you going to get your
don't-
shooter in
I
there?
don't see a way because the Yellowstone has to come in between. So to find that angle, the shooter stone will
go
roll out all the way on the other side. So there is just no way.
Die is te gele.
Well, if they hit this thin enough, there's a possibility, but it's not. I mean, like the likelihood is
If
very.
they hit it thin enough, then yeah, the stone doesn't have the weight to even get to the house.
That's
So if
true.
you have to hit it thin enough, you have to hit it harder. There is no way.
Well, what they would have to do is they have to make sure that the
Volledig afgedikt.
that top yellow gets under the house and that the shooter sits just outside the edge so they can try it again. But and I was just thinking about why Campina didn't just do a takeout. Probably because they want to practice.
Yeah, I mean, this is not practice time. This is game time. And if you have a chance to just seal the win,
Yeah.
okay, they're going to make it No, now there is 0 chance of doing the split. I mean, those three
no
stacked
way
up in a row. And you might as well face reality right here. There's no real reason why you would stretch this out, I guess. But
No, not the same, Walter.
Niet te ver.
Just hit it.
just,
Just hit it.
why are you afraid of a takeout?
Je kunt ze laten liggen, kan je dit alle draai niet.
You can't do anything wrong. Just
Gewoon heren.
hit it.
Yeah.
Ja.
Okay.
It's like we've paid for 8 ends. We're gonna play 8 ends.
Yep.
We've paid for all of these stones. We paid for the ice time here at Curling Club Zemst. We're going to
Zelfde link.
get all of our value
Draai 15 was het.
from our money. Meanwhile, other game is coming
Ja,
close to
die gaan we zoeken.
conclusion, and a quick peek learns us that it's all red in the house. There are 2 red stones in the house, and red is which
Beetje naar binnen, denk
team is red?
Iets harder.
Red
kan erin,
is
hè?
Michel and Jose.
Looking good for Michel and
Erin.
Jose then. Although, last
Kan erin.
This one is going to be inside as well. This one's going to draw in.
well, if it's on the pin.
And this is also okay.
Now,
There you go. That's
shotstone.
that's
you
also
can't
another
take it
way to
out.
do it. Yeah.
So, are we going to see a handshake now?
No. They're gonna play it out. They're gonna play. They're gonna get their money's worth. For a doubles match, this is actually a little bit long. They've kind of stretched out these last couple of ends. We're over the 2-hour mark, so
Ja, ik kan proberen en als niks is, dan shaken. Als ze
thinking
hem
time
ideaal
here.
hebben,
I
dan
believe
moeten we wel
Timo is
weg
throwing the
gaan,
last
maar
stone over on sheet C.
Yeah, let's have a quick peek. So, situation in the house there is interesting. 2 red stones in the house, but there is a draw opportunity for
Yes.
Team Wheat as the stone is
Yeah, please.
coming into play right now.
Looks a little heavy.
Ah, ik zie.
Yeah, it's a little bit
Dan een
outside. It's
double
gonna
en triple
tick
en
off that
rest
one
liggen,
red.
dan
Will
is
it
alles
get
out.
down underneath? It does not.
So a win here for
Michel
Michel
and
Jose and another loss for Wheat. I think they're out of the race for winning the league right now. We'll have a quick peek at the calendar or the schedule, the rank. Right after Gery and Tuur finally made their decision whether to shake or not.
Chip the front yellow stone, deviate into the red. That
Als dat niet
is
pakt, dan kunnen we shaken.
a possibility.
De ene weggeven was een boek.
Although
One.
I know why they're
Yeah,
not
it's
stopping,
okay.
John. Shot of the match.
there
is.
this
If
is
you
it.
make
Yeah.
this one,
This would certainly be a candidate.
I mean, our record shot of the match is close to 300,000 views. And maybe it already passed it. I don't know. We have to double check.
oh,
But this is definitely.
this one's outside, throwing some weight. That's going
Beep.
to catch that, and there it goes. That is
Dat is er wel zwaar.
the ball game.
Yeah, let's put up the mic. See how what they have to say to each other. Skip to skip.
Ja, zelfs. Ik ben een goeie.
But that is
Okay.
one red. Oh no, this is a handshake, of course. So
Yeah, so it's just an X.
and this is
Oh, they left the mics open so we can hear Gary sneeze.
sneeze and cough and all of that kind of stuff as we
Things.
come back to the booth. So yeah,
So I was right. I win. Chalk one up for the old guys. You know, and honestly, they played such a fantastic match. Campina, they just really put their will on the front half of the game and then just kind of sat down on it. Button Smashers had some opportunities in the second half, just not nearly enough and coming up a little bit short.
yeah, I think that's a fair analysis. I think Campina.
See you,
won.
Wade.
See
Sorry,
you, Wade.
he's off to watch the Briar now. They're still playing.
Yeah,
So
sure.
see you later.
Yeah, but I think fair win for Campina. They were the better team here. They just played a solid game. The couple of events, they were the team that figured out the speed of the ice and the lines quicker. So Walter was able to put those first stones on the pin. They were able to stack up those steals.
And
And
then
then
still
all of
the
a sudden,
Walter.
he still the Walter, and all of a sudden they had a 7-0 score lead. And they were very risk averse, super risk averse. Even when they had an open takeout to finish the game, they would even put up guards. But yeah, they were the better team. There's nothing to say about that. And a third or a loss.
Would it kill you to say I was right?
Yeah, I mean, luckily for John,
Apparently.
he was right. But yeah, you were right. Indeed, they were made a good pre-game analysis, which makes it interesting for a series of predictions. Of course, there are multiple games coming up, so it's not because you won one battle, you've won the war here, John.
There are still 5 more matches,
Yes.
5 more broadcasts, 6.
Yeah.
No, 5 because but yours is on Curdia too. I might be solo on that. So who am I predicting against? No one. So
Yeah, that's true. So let's have a look at the schedule or the standings, because we can see Button Smashers now 8 points out of 7 games. They only have 2 more games to play, but then 4 wins, 3 losses. It's looking interesting on the top. I think those 3 losses will be hard to defend against, like a Plastique van Looy, who they have a perfect record. I think Curdia only 1 loss so far. Michel and José, they have 4 wins out of 6 games, so they also Michel and José move up to 8 points as well, but because of the tiebreaker of fewer games, Michel and José, they take the lead in the table, so they're top of the league right now. And
Campina jumping
Campina-
up to 6, jumping up into that group with 6 points. So that's still a lot of action left in this table. You know, we're gonna see a lot of action here in March, a lot of games. It's gonna come down to those last April matches. We've still got like 4 matches we have to play, reschedule at that. So we have 5 left to play, but 4 of them need to be rescheduled. So it's we'll be playing a lot, I think, at the end of the season. But
Team Wheat, they lost, so they have only 1 game, 3 losses and a tie at 3 points. Team Halen plays Button Smashers tomorrow, so if Team Halen wins against Button Smashers, Wheat drops to position 9 in the league, and this is kind of not where I expected Women Timo to end up.
no, I don't think that's where they expected either. You know,
No.
it's been a tough road for them. So anything can happen. But Team Halen with the win. They'd move up into 4. You know, they start creeping up. They'd be running out of games, need some help to get to the top of the table, but they're still not technically out of it yet either.
No.
3 wins, 3 losses isn't enough to disqualify or to totally
But
take you out of contention, but it's going to be
those
tough
tiebreakers
road,
can be important as well, like with Campina. And I think Michel and José Plastique van Looy, we haven't seen those teams in the top of the league because they didn't play that much games, but I feel like they're the stronger teams, and they were hiding a bit in the back. But now, as the league is progressing, they kind of slowly make their way to the top. But maybe one of those teams could be a champion.
Yep.
If they beat Curdia, of course.
Of course. We'll find out a lot more this weekend. We've got so many matches coming up, as we've said before. I want to say thank you to everybody who stopped in, watched us, chatted. Even if you're just lurking and having us on in the background while you're watching the Briar, that's okay too. We appreciate all of the support. Don't forget to subscribe to us here and on all of our social media channels, and to get all of the latest content that we've been putting out. I've been putting out a lot more shots of the matches and highlights. So with that, we're going to say thank you once again, and I think it's time for goodbye.
I think so too. Let's hop over to the booth for a full picture goodbye.
Oh,
right
right. I
here.
forgot we were on the standings. I'm only looking at the camera.
Yeah.
But, okay. So thanks once again, and until Saturday.
Till Saturday. Bye bye.
Bye-bye.